Good morning, everyone. I am so happy that you are here. Today's lesson is our science and tech lesson on the 4 and 5-year-old weekly lesson grid called Snowstorm in a Jar. So this is a really fun science experiment. Our kids always love this one. And before we start the lesson, we always want to recall what we know about snow, what we know about the weather. And I think it's always helpful to offer some visual aids to really help that recall. So I'm going to start by having my students look at the different snowflake pictures that I downloaded from the resource library. We're going to talk about the different snowflakes that we see. We're going to talk about how snow feels. Is it warm? Is it cold? What color is the snow when it falls? And then I'm going to tell my students we're going to make a snowstorm in a jar today. And so first we're going to start with some paint. What color is the paint? It's white, right? Because snow is white. And I'm going to start with this little plastic jar. You can use mason jars. I just had these on hand, and always use what you have on hand. And we're going to fill our jar about a quarter of the way full with our white paint. Then I'm going to take some regular just vegetable oil, and I'm going to fill the jar the rest of the way. And I'm going to ask them what they see. Is the paint mixing with the oil? Is it layered with the oil? What do you see? Is it liquid? Is it solid? Is the paint moving? And we're going to use some really descriptive vocabulary words and talk about what we're observing. Then I'm going to have my students add Alka-Seltzer tabs. Now, this is medicine, so make sure once they have finished the experiment, they go and wash their hands, and you keep those Alka-Seltzer tabs out of their reach. But we're going to drop in our Alka-Seltzer tabs one at a time. I'm going to ask my students to observe what they see happening. What's happening to the paint? It's starting to rise from the bottom. It looks like a snowstorm. And as the Alka-Seltzer tablet breaks down, we're going to see more and more of the paint rise to the top of the jar. And I'm going to ask them, why do you think that's happening? What do you think is happening underneath the paint that is making it look like snow bubbling in our jar? And you could probably use baby oil for this as well. I just had vegetable oil on hand. And this is such a fun experiment. You can bring out tools like magnifying glasses, bring out some of the winter themed writing paper, and have students illustrate what they're observing, try to write the word snow using the winter word cards. I hope you enjoyed this lesson.